Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome to the penultimate match of the Mania Long Note Tournament 3rd edition. It has been a very long road where there has been twists and turns all over the place, exciting comebacks and surprising upsets, but there's only 2 matches remaining and we are bringing you guys the first of those 2. We need to decide who will be facing off against Silhouette Els in the winners grand finals. We have DemiFiendSMT going up against Grill Roasted. As always, my name is Sparky and I am joined in the commentary booth by none other than Walmart5193. Walmart, how you doing?
Hello, feels good to be back here. I am so excited to see this match, and I am doing amazing, Sparky. I am ready to see these 2 insanely good long note players fighting all the way from, I believe, a round of 64 all the way up to the grand finals, or I think it might have been 32 actually. It's been a while, you know?
It's been a very, very long road for these 2 players. DemiFiend with that incredible run all the way up weekend, where we had Demi fall to Silhouette Els in the finals matchup. And then we had Grill Roasted actually drop down to that lower bracket very early on in the tournament, getting dropped down by I believe it was on Mr. Moo, if I recall correctly. And they've been fighting their way through that lower bracket where it was infested with so many good long note players to make it all the way here. So they have definitely got their work cut out for them if they want to try and take down Demi. But I mean, these are 2 of the best long note players of their respective continents.
Yeah, indeed, and as well with the map pool kicking up in insane difficulty. I believe we are starting to see, like, the first time even some 8 stars coming in this map pool. I believe the tiebreaker being 8.86 stars, if I remember correctly, as even one of the wildcard picks being 8 stars. So lots of stakes going on for this tourney, as DemiFiend not shy to the long note scene, as well as Grill Roasted. I think, honestly, when it comes to this map pool, Grill Roasted is definitely going to have a physicality advantage over DemiFiend, but not by much, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like we'll be getting into the warm-ups shortly. It looks like it's going to be, I think the theme of the match is going to be all these timing hells coming through for the warm-up. Definitely want to make sure the players are at their peak physicality. Make sure that they're fully warmed up for what is ahead of them. As you were saying, this map pool is incredibly hard. I think there are numerous maps that are in that 7-star range, just like all manner of safety being thrown out the window in terms of trying to hold back for the player's sake. They can handle this map pool for sure.
As I believe we're getting into warm-ups, a little bit of a technical issue on our side, but I think on the viewer side it's all fine and dandy.
Yeah, they're getting the full experience. Meanwhile, we're here, there we go, sitting behind a green screen for a little bit, got a peek behind the curtain, but now we'll be able to bring you guys exactly what is going on. And right now, warming up with Dance Number, a very well-known Juan Crystal map, and so far both players handling it relatively well. Be interested to see whose warm-up this was.
Hey, I know this map.
Yeah, it's a pretty good map. Definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm not the one that needed to play this, so. As we make our way into the second third of this warm-up, it'll be pretty interesting to see what the strategies for both of these players are. I feel like all manner of convention in terms of upper half, lower half of the map will kind of get thrown out the window a little bit. Yes, there are some stylistic differences between the maps, but they're all so physically intensive that I don't really think there is a like cut and dry, like accuracy oriented map. I think they're all relying on some level of physicality from both of these players.
Yeah, and we just got word that this is DemiFiend's warm-up, so wanting to get the, I guess, getting their physicality ready because you're going to need it, especially going up a player like grillroasted, who is not shy to showing off their physicality. But DemiFiend actually is showing their physicality very well, and here we go. The preview when you select this chart is now playing as we're just reaching the back half of this chart.
Yeah, for sure. Last third of the map still to come, and this isn't a map that's just supposed to be able to hold this high of an accuracy on. As we all know, Demi being this extraordinarily good accuracy-oriented LN player, the fact that they've been able to maintain this level of performance for this long throughout the tournament, I feel like there were some coming into this tournament that were maybe questioning how far Demi could go when maps started to get a lot more physically demanding, but I feel like they have answered those questions and then some through their performances throughout this tournament.
Yeah, especially with that loss against Silhouette's Els, I believe, which I believe made them go to the losers bracket, fighting a lot of fierce long note players to make their way to the big finale, and I believe this is the third place match. So I think winner gets a guaranteed third place spot, if I'm not mistaken.
Winner or loser here gets guaranteed third place. The winner here will have the opportunity to play for first place in the next match against Silhouette's Els. So a lot of the line here, like you said, Demi losing to Silhouette's Els in the finals, a chance to potentially run it back against her tomorrow, and for grillroasted an opportunity to try and take the crown away as well.
DemiFiend, is that a V1 double S? Wait.
Oh my god.
Wait. Is that a V1 double? Okay.
No, thank God.
I was about to say. But triple digit 300s, and actually grillroasted beating DemiFiend on the 200 count, just picking up a couple of drops on those dense long note sections. Yeah, welcome to the warm-ups.
Yeah, well, welcome to the warm-ups. This is the level of performance that we're probably going to expect. This pool, I feel like you were reinstated from your job last week. The players made you quit commentating last week.
I think it was specifically DemiFiend who made me quit my job. Oh wait, no, it was
Nep.
Yeah, it was Nep. It was Nep who made me quit my job that one time.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the highest caliber matches we have had. Hopefully, as we get the rolls out of the way, it looks like
Grill
Grill
Roasted
actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Grill Roasted losing the roll as well, not having a warm up. I think.
Yeah.
I believe their warm up would have been the tournament that they were playing in before this match, which was actually Combo Cup, which I got to verse Grill Roasted head to head.
Very nice. So Grill Roasted probably adequately warmed up, having come off of that other tournament match. It looks like Reverse is going to be the Protect from DemiFiend. Then it looks like the message from Grill Roasted got eaten. So we'll be sure to bring you that when we can. And Demi just clarifying what their ban is going to be. They're going to ban Send and Life here. So getting rid of one of those coordination picks.
Well, there goes the core jack pick.
And now
you see two coordination picks getting thrown away. Pretty good move by Grill Roasted, seeing after that insane warm-up, it would be only the best thing to do to ban the coordination picks, which revolve around accuracy the most. As now already we're gonna see, I think that's encryption.
yes, encryption. Renamed
LN
encryption.
Thank you. How to play LN? Wait, steganography. Hello?
Made its way into this pool, and for those unaware, the Protect for Grill Roasted was Wonderful Paradise. That's why DemiFiend had to change their ban. They were about to ban a protected map. But with that being said, it looks like the players are ready. We are going to get into this first map of this best of 13. First player to 7 will secure themselves at least a top 2 finish. Loser will be finishing in 3rd place here. Good luck to both players.
One player will get the ticket out of the losers bracket, and one person will unfortunately be sent home, but with a 3rd place medal to go with them.
Yeah, right now it's just a brutal onslaught right out of the gate, and right now both players handling it with relative ease. Barrages of 300s getting traded back and forth. These UR bars are filling up rather quickly, but both players able to hold on through the introduction, make it to that 400 combo cap as we make our way into the 2nd quarter of the map. DemiFiend pulling away for the moment, 99.78 to 99.68, and a tiny sliver of lead. You can imagine these leads are going to be swinging back and forth wildly. Any misses are going to be compounded with extra bad judgments if you're not too careful here.
Yeah, this map being relatively short, only 2 minutes and 12 seconds, so don't really have enough room to work with, and that's a mirage of 200s from Grill Roasted. That's just going to give DemiFiend that lead even more. With something like this is going to be interesting. And seeing how DemiFiend has a pretty confident lead over Grill Roasted, it still is in the margin of just a couple combo breaks right now. As DemiFiend at 99.73, but Grill Roasted finding some room for closure, 99.56.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like any breaks this late on could spell disaster for either of these two players, but amazingly, both of them still holding on to their FCs as we make our way into the last quarter of the map. It's still about a 10th of a lead for DemiFiend to work with. Could change in a blink of an eye if they're not too careful here. As things start to pick up here towards this last chorus, it's still remaining relatively the same. A couple more 200s being dropped by Demi. I think the stamina is starting to become a bit of a factor here as Demi finds a rush of 200s. Doesn't break, very importantly here as we go into the last level of the map, and the lead goes over to Grill Roasted for the moment. It is 500% separating both these players right now.
Yeah, and it's now 0.1% of the lead. That massive rush from DemiFiend, but we saw this ending with the rolls, and it's gonna go to Grill Roasted.
Oh my goodness, just off the back of that one rush from DemiFiend. No breaks from either of these players, both holding on to the full combo, but those 200 counts making the entire difference on this first map, a difference of about 3,000 points, and Grow Roasted takes the first point and first break point of the match.
Congratulations to Grill Roasted for winning the MWC Grand Finals tiebreaker as they take the break point, like you mentioned. Now it is all in Grill Roasted's favor for this next pick. We're going to see Wildcard 3, which is Cyber Attack.
Oh my goodness, just staying in
I love
the lower
Lana.
half. It's such a good song. Such a good chart as well.
I've actually yet to see the map pool, so this is going to be interesting. Oh, this is the 8-star chart I was talking about.
Yeah, once you start getting patterns like this, it starts to inflate that star rating so high. But it'll be interesting to see who hangs on longer on a map like this. We saw a double FC on that first map. I hope players shouldn't be able to FC stuff like this, but I've been proven wrong time and time again based on my experience with other tournaments. These players just rise to the occasion every time. Second map gonna be loaded up here. It is gonna be Cyber Attack. Grow Roasted trying to capitalize on that break point here to try and go 2 up, and DemiFiend trying to equalize, take that break point back here.
Yeah, especially with that mirage of 200s at the end of that pretty dense chart. Grill Roasted wanting to definitely capitalize on that physicality caliber of map against someone like DemiFiend, who can't keep up as much as physicality-wise as Grill Roasted. But it is quite a risky choice. If you drop at any point, that lead is instantly going to go to DemiFiend. But as we see it right now, we are already hopping into this chart.
2 wild bursts before we dive into the real meat of this map. Going into the second quarter already, we saw DemiFiend take a bit of an accuracy drop very early on, but Grow Roasted going to find a huge CB rush to kick this map off and going to drop down into that 98% range. That's just how quickly things can shift between these two players. DemiFiend definitely still not out of the woods just yet, but there's definitely a very comfortable lead for them to work with, almost an entire percent now as we work our way into the second third of the map.
Yeah, with that big CB rush from Grill Roasted, that kind of made a cushion for DemiFiend to rest on, but there's still and I was about to say there's still lots of room for mistakes, and that was a very clean slider break or combo break from DemiFiend. But we see these 200s come into play, and you just slowly see that lead just shrink down, probably just by a couple thousand, as Grill Roasted trying to catch up. DemiFiend now matching their accuracy with Grill Roasted. This, I think, almost trading back that combo break.
Yeah, for sure. While the initial drop from DemiFiend was probably a little bit cleaner than Grow Roasted's, the ensuing rushes started to catch up to them as they dropped an action stat. Slider break is going to hand the lead back over to Grow Roasted, who now takes over the accuracy lead as well. Last third of the map still to go. Definitely not out of the woods yet as we start to calm things down just a tiny bit before this last quarter of the map. It is 500%. All manner of misses and stuff can be thrown out the window right now. It is going to be a war of attrition between these two players as we make our way into this ending. Who can hold on for just that little bit longer here?
Yeah, and that lead is actually going over to Grill Roasted side now. With that, I think that was another drop from DemiFiend earlier. But yeah, that's going to give Grill Roasted that lead. But there's still just a tiny bit of map left, and this map, and assuming how this map was so unforgiving, that's another drop from DemiFiend. I think, I'm not going to say that secured it, but that might have actually secured it for Grill Roasted.
Yeah, it's very hard to... It's so hard to call these maps with so much map. I mean, even the tiniest little sliver of map, so many things can happen. These maps are so tightly packed with notes that these leads can evaporate in an instant. But it looks like Grow Roasted is going to be able to hang on and capitalize on that breakpoint to make it 2-0.
Wow. Okay, when did DemiFiend drop so many 200s?
it was in that section after the first drop. I feel like they have these moments where the speed starts to catch up to them a little bit, and they need to reorient their fingers to get comfortable again. And that's really where we're seeing those accuracy drops. And grillroasted has been capitalizing on them. I think they might have the physicality edge between the two of them. So DemiFiend gonna opt to go into the upper half of the map. We're gonna pick something tech oriented, go into their protect and pick reverse now.
This chart? Pretty well known chart actually.
Yeah, Chris Arlene makes some wonderfully difficult LN charts, and this one is no exception. A bit of a longer one, clocking in over 4 minutes. Going to be a bit of a stamina test for both players, as DemiFiend asks for a quick second. Maybe just to stretch their hands out. Definitely want to make sure you don't pick up an injury. Worst of all in a match like this.
Getting ready, MP start has been thrown in. We're jumping into the technical side of things for this match. DemiFiend looking for a point to capitalize off. This could also end up in a breakpoint for grillroasted, but we're gonna have to see it with reverse. OD 7.7 and I can't believe I'm saying this, but quite on the lower star rating of the charting.
Yeah, the fact that we go ahead.
This is one of the more lower star rated maps. 7.3 stars out of what, like, I don't know how many maps are in a Grand Finals map pool.
A lot.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do a little bit of counting.
While you do that, I'll get this map underway. Both players having very strong starts, 99.76, 99.62. As we have seen so far throughout this match, Demi taking the accuracy advantage very early on, but just not able to maintain the consistency through to the very end, at least not as far compared to grillroasted for the moment, who has been able to stay in lockstep with DemiFiend to capitalize on those drops. Doesn't necessarily have to be a mistake, just able to muscle their way through a little bit better through some of these harder sections, and now taking the accuracy lead, 99.63 to 99.6. But it is such a fragile lead going into the second quarter of the map.
I did my counting. I believe it's 17 charts, including the tiebreaker. So out of the charts, I probably miscounted. Oh, that's a nasty drop from DemiFiend. Yeah, but as I was saying, this is one of the, out of all these charts, this is one of the more lower star rated side of things. But that was a relatively clean combo break from DemiFiend. The lead is most definitely still, could still definitely be in their favor. And they just have to look out for the next sections, as we're only a third in this chart, in this 4-minute long map, so there is still room for mistakes for both players.
Yeah, it's definitely still a surmountable lead for DemiFiend as we make our way. That being said, those slider breaks are really going to start to do some damage here if they continue, and that's going to help cushion the lead for grillroasted for the moment as we make our way into the back half of the map. Things start to get a little bit denser. And it's just all these sweeps across the playfield that are so tricky to maintain consistency on. But both these players doing a very good job of it so far. grillroasted starting to pull ahead a little bit now in terms of accuracy and really start to pull away from DemiFiend for the moment.
Yeah, as we're reaching the bottom half of this chart, I think that might have been another break from DemiFiend earlier. But now we're getting into a little section to rest upon, but it's going to immediately kick back full gear after this section, I would assume. grillroasted still holding on to the FC, which is quite impressive on a very awkward and technical map like this. But here we go, immediately kicking back in the next section, and almost 1/4 of the map remaining. Still room for possible mistakes for any of these players.
Yeah, for sure. Gorosa maintaining that consistency throughout this map, already crossing 5,000 combos. Still, both these players holding on to some ridiculous accuracies going into this last drop. Last quarter of the map still to go, about a minute left for both these players to try and hang on. DemiFiend doing everything in their power to try and stay in lockstep with Gorosa. Gorosa knowing that they cannot afford to make a mistake this late on into the map. With that being said, they have been able to pull away just a little bit now. It's about 7,000 points difference between these two players. Definitely still within catching range, but the time is quickly running out for DemiFiend. That's another slider break on the transition, and that might be the nail in the coffin for this run. It's going to take a couple of drops from Gorosa to hand this lead back over to DemiFiend, but it looks like they are going to be able to maintain for now. Last little map left to go. It is about a 10th and a half in favor of Gorosa with a handful of misses to boot as well. Another CB rush from DemiFiend is probably going to be the nail in the coffin here. It is now growing the lead for grillroasted, and they're going to be able to capitalize on this next point and make it 3-0. Barring a collapse is not going to happen. Oh my goodness, what is that score from grillroasted?
What? 987k. I think that's also an FC as well.
That is an FC. 25. This is Omar, we're in grand finals, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god, that took effort. That took a Herculean effort from Gorosa to maintain that FC. I'm not gonna say it was a walk in the park by any stretch of the imagination, but that is still a godlike performance from them. DemiFiend not too far behind. 970k is still a ridiculous score in this context. It is going to be grillroasted taking a 3-0 advantage now.
Oh my.
If the countless losses can't rewind, even then we'll fill this.
Alrighty, so it looks like everybody take a collective deep breath after that incredible performance from grillroasted. And grillroasted's next pick is going to stay in the tech pool. It is going to be Tech 4, Unsynchronized Rhythms. And oh boy, this is quite the chart to go into to try and really put your foot on the gas on this match.
I am just bewildered. I'm scared on how this is going to turn out. Seeing how this map is on the more shorter scale of things, there is less room for mistakes, so this could mean either two things. We're going to see a very insane score, or this is going to end up being really close. Or both.
It could be both. I was just about to say, but with that being said, both players are ready. We are going to get into this fourth map. And oh boy, grillroasted with quite a bit of a lead to work with. Not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination. We have seen some incredible comebacks so far this tournament. It's going to be up to Demi though to start putting together some performances to get themselves back into this.
Yeah, and here we go. Already these awkward mini jacks into this chart. DemiFiend actually taking having a slight lead though, as that burst is just going to tie, almost relatively tie them with grillroasted, as we are just back into these quite awkward releases, but still nothing much. And here we go, these awkward mini jacks back at it again. Both of these players really close with each other, as this map is also short. I think this could be a case of the blink twice and you'll miss it, as DemiFiend slowly starting to take a lead, but grillroasted taking it back. It's flickering now. DemiFiend finds a drop though!
Oh my goodness, a drop. Oh, another couple to boot as well. That is really going to start doing some damage here as we make our way into the second third of the map. grillroasted is starting to pull away once again, holding onto the FC here through all these monstrous bursts. Handling it with relative ease as they start to climb a little bit now into that 99.7 range for just the briefest moments as we make our way into the back half of the map. DemiFiend doing everything in their power to try and recover, but that another slider break going to come out on the transition into the last third of the map. And oh my goodness, grillroasted, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, back up with the chart. grillroasted 9.6 as DemiFiend is trying their hardest, but I think that stamina is kicking in with these bursts. Almost dropping down to a 98, as that's another drop. Grill Roasted just gonna increase their lead.
Yeah, all eyes on the right-hand side of your screen right now. What Grill Roasted is doing is borderline inhumane as we make our way into the last quarter of the chart. DemiFiend dropping below that 98% range is going to take a monumental collapse from Grill Roasted to hand this lead back. I think the overall physicality of this chart might just be a little too much for DemiFiend. We might be seeing the ceiling of this incredible player at the moment as we make our way into the last sliver of map. Demi not going to be able to make it up over that 99% mark. Grill Roasted handling this map with ease as we start to wind it down. Last patterns. Simple. Just
987 FC, I assume. Yep, 17. Someone... I'm gonna have to fly over to the Czech Republic and see if Grill Roasted's not a robot.
Just no.
Get him out of here. I don't want to
is-
see this gameplay anymore.
I'm running out of words. I am actually speechless with these last couple of maps from Grill Roasted. Taking the lead 4-0 now.
I'm not going to quit my job. There's only like 2 matches left.
I mean, we have another match after this. Demi up to pick now. I think Demi is going to opt to try and take their time out. Maybe not officially, but just take a couple of seconds to just regain their composure here. Because these maps are outrageously physical, and that last map might have been a bit of a breaking point.
You're going to see Shuno Hazama come out, which is transcribed into Rain Shower, or translated into Rain Shower for the people who don't use, for the people who don't know what this means. It's just Rain Shower. Thank goodness it's not the, I forgot the, but it's the one that was used in Mint's tourney, 3+1.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. This one, of course, by Hylotl. I believe the other one was by Chris Arlene, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
it's a very
the one by
popular
Chris
song.
Arlene. Yeah, actually, this is probably the lowest star rated song yet. Only 6 not even reaching the 7-star meter. So definitely one of them, probably, if not probably one of the most probably more easier maps on the scale. I think there's a couple 6-star maps in here, and I believe this one's actually the highest out of the 4.
Probably, but with that being said, I think Demi took their time to recover a little bit. Hopefully, can maintain pace with Grill Roasted. I think Grill Roasted has shown us all just how physically capable they are on this map pool, and it'll give Siloeska Els a bit of notes to work with going into her match tomorrow against either of these two players. These performances are ridiculous so far. Anchor burst, very hard to read through as we start to see the players start to take some damage to their accuracy. Grill Roasted winning out on the trades overall as we transition deeper into the song. A bit of a shorter one compared to some of the other ones we have seen. Second quarter upcoming. It is about 0.2% the lead for Grill Roasted going into the first drop.
Yeah, first, and we're already a quarter, and this map is also relatively short, as DemiFiend finding a little bit of a slip up, and as I almost finished my sentence, DemiFiend actually finds a drop, which is just going to slightly increase that lead to Grill Roasted, but that's a relatively clean drop, so there is still room for some redemption, as this map is slightly up, but Grill Roasted finding a trade back, and that lead's actually going to start going to DemiFiend now.
Oh, they're trading back and forth now.
Now they're just like synchronizing their misses, but DemiFiend putting that final nail in this mandatory, or in this temporary coffin right now, as we reach the back half of the chart. Grill Roasted having a quite confident lead, but there is still a bit of room, only just a third of the map left.
Yeah, definitely can't afford to blink this late on. Last third of the map still to come. It is about a 10th of a percent of a lead to Grow Roasted. That extra break from DemiFiend really solidifying this cushion that they have built up for themselves as they start to climb in accuracy. I think both of them have been climbing so far from their misses. And as we make our way into the last eighth of the map, and it's still more of the same, it is very hard to read through some of these patterns, so you can start to see the 200s coming out from both the players. But I think DemiFiend is starting to catch that bit of a stamina wall once again. Last level of map left to go. They have fallen from their perch of 99.2 down into the 99.1s, and another break. They were hanging on by a thread, and that thread has snapped. Grow Roasted stands tall above them as they finish out this map. Sure, there were a couple of breaks, but they are able to hold on. 20,000 points to difference, and Grow Roasted makes it 5-0 now.
999 300, just barely reaching that triple digit mark, and only 19.
Yeah.
Okay, 19 200s. Who wants it?
It's that 200 count that's really been separating these two players, because overall that 300 count has been in the ballpark of each other. Sure, a couple misses either way, but just the fact that Grow Roasted is able to maintain the consistency throughout the map, not finding those lapses or those breaks in the harder sections has really been putting them ahead for the moment. And Grow Roasted up to pick next. I would not be surprised if we saw the Protect come out of Wonderful Paradise to try and make this a match point situation.
We're gonna see Tachyon? Is that? I think Bancho ate a message.
Yeah, Bancho ate the message. It is going to be Tachyon coming out. I think this is one of the density picks. And boy, is it littered with, dare I say, littered with notes. Obviously, going to have a lot of notes in it, but just the layering of which that you have to read through. It is so easy to lose your place in any of the streams in this map and just completely tank your score. But with the way these two have been playing, I would not be surprised to see some ridiculous performances coming out here.
And here we go, underway with Tachyon. This is something interesting, I would say. I think this is in the density section, I believe, or it could be wildcard. I forgot.
Yeah, I think it's one of the density picks, but as we make our way through this introduction, Demi gonna find a huge rush of misses, gonna drop them down into that 98% range, gonna give Grow Roasted a hefty lead to work with for the moment as DemiFiend starts to try and recover their way through this first section. But as I say that, DemiFiend finds another break here, gonna be unable to establish any sort of a foothold for the moment. The one good thing about these density charts is the fact that getting up over that 400 combo cap is relatively easy, but these mini jacks get so intrusive as they find another slider break, and this lead is quickly spiraling out of control for Grow Roasted, who is, by the way, still in that 99.7 range out of this first quarter of the map. You shouldn't be hacking your way. This is not an accuracy-oriented map. Grow Roasted, what are you doing? Just speechless. DemiFiend does find another couple of breaks. It is very hard to read your way through some of these patterns. These, like I say, these mini jacks, these reverse shields starts to get really intrusive. Grow Roasted does finally find a drop, but that is the cleanest drop of all time, barely damaging their accuracy as they fall into that 99.6 range. Back out of the map still to come. We start to see, a bit of a rush from Grow Roasted here. Gonna hand a tiniest bit of a lifeline over to DemiFiend for the moment, but this lead is still well over 0.5% for the moment. Grow Roasted can afford to find another couple more of those, but so far they have come few and far between as we get into the back half of the map.
Yeah, back out of the chart. DemiFiend dropping that to 98 margin as they just synchronize their misses. Grill Roasted, I think, just taking this as a walk in the park. Back half of the chart, 1/3 left. I don't think there's much to do with Grill Roasted now, as they, even with that drop, I don't think there's even much to say. But I mean, there is still a quarter left, so anything can happen.
It just takes one bad section to throw things completely out the window if you are Gross. It definitely cannot afford to take your foot off the gas with somebody like DemiFiend, especially since there's no break. Players still don't know what their scores are. 99.5 as DemiFiend about to cross that 99% threshold, and there's still a quarter of the map left to go. These bursts, especially this late on, start to become harder and harder to read through as you make your way through them, as DemiFiend is actually going to be the one finding the first drop out of this section and is going to basically solidify this lead that Grow Roasted has had. They have had the control, a couple of slip-ups here and there. They are human after all, but definitely one for them to ride home on. And as this map comes to an end, that jump trail very easy for both these players to read through. As I say that, they find the drop. Grow Roasted hangs on. 974,000. The
Just
score.
like that, in the blink of an eye, it's match point already.
It feels like this match has only just started, but Grow Roasted 6 in a row over DemiFiend. The one good thing is that DemiFiend's pick an opportunity to try and get back on the horse. Gonna need to reverse sweep their way through this match. Our referee reminding the players that they have their timeout. Should they be feeling it a little bit? They have been going at it for the better part of 40 minutes.
And we are waiting for, I think, after that announcement by the ref, I won't be surprised if someone takes a timeout here.
Yeah, Demi basically saying I'm dead. I'm pretty sure the stamina is gone. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that additional 2 minutes get thrown up, but no, it's going to be, I believe it's I think all these Fs translates to black in hex code, so probably black opus 2. Or if you're musically inclined, quintuple forte, opus number 2. Can I just say, I love these late game difficulty names because they just get absurd. It's hex code black Ellen birthed. What?
Ellen, what?
It's the buffed nerfed version. Birthed. Making new words here in the Mania Long Note Tournament 3rd edition as DemiFiend back to the wall. A 3rd place medal on the horizon for them unless they find the reverse sweep, and it has to start with coordination 2. The sole survivor of the coordination picks coming out here. Grossed has been putting up a hell of a performance so far this match as DemiFiend takes a bit of an accuracy advantage here. This is very Jack oriented. Gonna be very easy to flip up if your fingers get mispositioned for even a moment as we make our way into the second quarter of the map. Oh, and as I say that first drop coming from DemiFiend here, and that's going to spell a bit of, I don't want to call it disaster just yet, but it does hand a hefty lead over to Grow Roasted, who has been able to maintain this accuracy consistency as DemiFiend found quite a significant drop, about 3/10 going into the back half of the map, and another one too. We're gonna damage it another 0.2%, and this is Grow Roasted's to lose for right now, still holding on to the FC going into the back half of the map. Oh, and they find a slider break.
Yeah, Grow Roasted finding a slider break, but it's not going to matter much as DemiFiend trades it back. Now Grill Roasted is having a very confident lead of roughly 15,000 points, I would say, just eyeballing it. This map is not long, already reaching the final quarter. The doors are slowly closing on DemiFiend as grillroasted is looking to take on the match head-on against Silhouetka Els as time is slowly running out for DemiFiend. I think it's a drop from grillroasted. That lead is slowly coming down as my Wi-Fi is oh my god!
Is there enough time?
Is there enough time?
That is a significant drop. DemiFiend, you have a lifeline. Throw it away. It's not. Oh my goodness! Not gonna be enough.
It's not gonna happen. grillroasted is going to take a guaranteed second place spot and go up to verse Silhouetka Els, as this is the end of the road for DemiFiendSMT, winning 24 USD.
Yeah, they're gonna be finishing in third place here. So the first podium position has been decided. It will be DemiFiend finishing in third place. Congratulations to grillroasted, taking this match by the horns, 7-0 over DemiFiend to give themselves an opportunity to contest for first place, and it is going to be against none other than Silhouetka Els. Oh my goodness, that is going to be a showstopper of a match. And as you can see, upcoming, it will be taking place in about 20 hours at 14 UTC tomorrow. So definitely quite a bit of time between then and now. Hopefully you guys also enjoyed the show match that took place at the start of the weekend. But with that being said, we only have one more match to go before we crown the Mania Long Note Tournament 3rd Edition Grand Champion. You do not want to miss it. On behalf of myself and Walmart, we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, so long everyone.